Will Home Depot be able to compete with companies like Spirit Halloween during the Halloween 2022 season? Let's find out. For everything scary, I'm GMHaunts, and today I attempt to answer the question that a lot of people in the Halloween world are currently asking, and that is Home Depot trying to make itself part Halloween company, and if they are, how well can they compete with the big guys like Spirit Halloween? Now, in my opinion, we started to see Home Depot show interest in the entire Halloween world back during the Halloween 2020 season. We saw the creation and release of the infamous 12-foot skeleton, an item that shot Home Depot's fame in the Halloween world up instantly and brought a lot of eyes to the company. People began to ask, is Home Depot trying to make itself part Halloween company, and will they continue this for years to come? That led to the 2021 Halloween season, that's right, this past season, where we saw the biggest Halloween lineup that Home Depot has ever released. We saw animatronics such as the Dark Angel, the Inferno Reaper, the Man-Eating Plant, and also the static 12-foot Inferno Pumpkin Skeleton, the second version to the infamous original 12-foot skeleton. Now, all of this happening has led to a lot of discussion and a lot of theory of to whether Home Depot is trying to get into the Halloween world to compete with the big companies such as Morris Costumes, Party City, and most importantly, Spirit Halloween. Today, I share my thoughts on this situation, and I share, if it is possible, how Home Depot can compete with the big Halloween companies, and if they are, what steps they can take to really shoot themselves up in the Halloween world to become a big Halloween manufacturer and a big Halloween seller for the Halloween community, not only haunters, but also ordinary Halloween consumers. So, without further ado, let me share my theory and my take on the entire Home Depot gone Halloween theory by taking a look at how they can compete with the big guys such as Spirit Halloween. So in my opinion, when it comes down to animatronics, Home Depot Halloween absolutely has an advantage against other companies. The 2021 season saw an incredible lineup from Home Depot in terms of their life-size animated creatures. We saw things such as the Inferno Reaper, the Man-Eating Plant, the Dark Angel, and the Three-Faced Jester. Now, if you didn't know, Home Depot is primarily using SEI, Seasonal Visions International, to manufacture their animatronics. This is a pretty big deal in terms of the Halloween world because SVI is also primarily used by companies like Spirit Halloween, who is it probably is the biggest selling and the most successful company when it comes down to Halloween animatronics. Home Depot has gone right to the source. They've gone to SVI, and SVI has somehow agreed to deals. I'm not really sure what the deals are, but they have agreed to manufacture most, if not all, at this point, of Home Depot's 2021 animatronics, and most likely will do the same for the 2022 lineup. Now, that doesn't even include the 12-foot animatronics, or I guess I should say 12-foot props that we have seen from Home Depot. The infamous 12-foot skeleton that was released for the 2020 season was also manufactured by SVI, and then the newest version of the 12-foot skeleton, the Inferno variant, that was sold this past season 2021, was once again manufactured by Seasonal Visions International. Now, this is a very big deal because it means that Home Depot's animatronics can be the very same quality, using the same mechanisms and the same motors and systems that are being used at other companies such as Morris Costumes, Party City, and most importantly, Spirit Halloween. Home Depot has very, very good quality animatronics because they are using the same manufacturers that most other Halloween companies are using, and that's a very big advantage for Home Depot's Halloween lineup every single year. The other big advantage that I believe Home Depot has is just their concepts. Whoever Home Depot has at their seasonal department, I guess I would say, or whoever they have designing their animatronics is doing a fantastic job. The 2021 season was a very, very big show of this. We saw some awesome ideas, like I mentioned, such as the Dark Angel, an absolutely amazing concept, a really, really well done animatronic of a creepy cemetery angel, huge animatronic with some awesome LED wings, and then once again, it was brought to life very well with SVI being the manufacturer. The Three-Faced Jester was another very, very good idea. Halloween fans have been saying that we've wanted a new Jester animatronic for a very long time, and we've been saying that to other companies such as Spirit Halloween. Haven't really gotten that, but Home Depot, they took it upon themselves to do that. Whoever their designer was came up with the Three-Faced Jester, and that was a huge success. That was one of their best sellers for the Home Depot Halloween 2021 season. So far, whoever their designer is, if there's multiple of them, they're doing a fantastic job. at designing animatronics. They're doing very, very well. And I will say, haunters like myself, some of the animatronics that Home Depot have been releasing, we've been saying are even better than companies like Morris Costumes and Party City. If Home Depot can keep that up and keep up the good work of their designer, they can keep making absolutely amazing animatronics that are good enough to compete with the big guys such as Spirit Halloween. They have the quality on their side using SVI as their manufacturer primarily, and they have good concepts and good ideas on their side because their design team has some fresh ideas to bring into the Halloween world, and they're doing an absolutely incredible job when it comes down to animatronics. Let's take a look at how Home Depot can compete with the big guys when it comes down to tabletops and ordinary decorations. So when it comes down to tabletops and ordinary decorations, I also believe that Home Depot has an advantage when it comes to other companies in terms of how well they can compete. Now, just taking a look at last year, we saw that Home Depot released a lot of Rotten Patch pumpkins from their Rotten Patch collection. Most of these were manufactured by Techie Design, but some of them were also manufactured by SVI, who we just mentioned primarily manufactures their life-size animatronics. Now, to be completely honest with you, I really enjoyed the Rotten Patch pumpkin collection. They were super, super detailed. Techie Design did a fantastic job with them, and there was also a very good selection of them. There were multiple different versions of the same pumpkin with different faces, and they all looked very cool. They were very detailed, they were very well priced, and they were perfect pieces, not only for someone like me, who has a big collection of Halloween decorations, but also very good for an ordinary consumer, which is good when it comes down to sales. Now, if I do say so myself, Home Depot is one of the best companies when it comes down to tabletop decorations. They can 100% compete with companies like Spirit Halloween, who also have a big selection when it comes to smaller props and smaller decorations. Like I just mentioned, the Rotten Patch pumpkins that we saw last year were a great example of this. They were very well priced, they were very well detailed, and they appealed to both the haunter type of person like myself, but they also appealed to the ordinary consumer who is just looking for small Halloween decorations, because first of all, they're not too scary, and also they are well priced and not super expensive, like animatronics, where an ordinary person isn't going to spend $200 on one Halloween decoration because it's just a little bit too much money for the ordinary consumer. Also, when it comes down to other decorations, such as hanging props, Home Depot also does a great job at this. Their selection of hanging decorations is really, really good. They have some awesome ones. They also have some great 3-foot characters that can compete 100% to other companies such as Spirit Halloween. Honestly, I feel like Home Depot has a great selection of smaller tabletop decorations, such as the stuff that's manufactured by Gemmy and Techie Design, but they also have some great hanging decorations that can 100% compete with companies like Spirit Halloween, Morris Costumes, and Party City. I do want to mention, I would consider the Pumpkin Twins that were released for Home Depot 2021 a smaller decoration. They were absolutely fantastic, and that, once again, that ties back to the point I just brought up with the Rotten Patch pumpkins. The appeal to haunters, I actually bought them myself, so I guess you can kind of see, they did appeal to haunters like myself, but then ordinary consumers also enjoyed them because they weren't too scary, and they were also well priced at, I believe, $79.99, 80 United States dollars, which was a great price for them. Overall, Home Depot has been doing great creating a smaller tabletop and small decoration selection. They're doing great with Techie Design as the manufacturer, and they're creating stuff that an ordinary consumer could really enjoy, as well as a haunter like myself. They're doing a great job with it. They're doing really well detailed stuff, and Techie Design, leading the manufacturing of the smaller stuff, is doing a really good job. Their quality is not the worst, it's also not the best, but when it comes down to tabletops, it works absolutely fine with just plastic decorations. I really enjoy how that's been working out for them. Overall, Home Depot has a very big advantage when it comes to tabletops and small decorations over other companies because of their manufacturer, Techie Design, and also because their concept designers and their seasonal designers are doing a great job designing stuff. The Rotten Patch pumpkins were really, really cool. They all had really unique faces, and they were really good when it comes down to, like I should say, Kmart and Spirit Halloween. I feel like at this point, Home Depot, when it comes down to like tabletops, they land somewhere in between Kmart and Spirit Halloween. They're better than something you could find at the dollar store or at Kmart or Halloween stores like that, and I would say they're very close to tabletop decorations such as Spirit Halloween. They're somewhere in between there, and at this point in Home Depot's Halloween history, now that they're just getting into it, they're at a really good spot when it comes to tabletop decorations because they have stuff that appeals to haunters and ordinary consumers, which obviously works very, very well when it comes down to sales. Let's take a look at how Home Depot can compete with other big Halloween companies when it comes down to a store-to-store level. So this is the most important category when it comes down to talking about how Home Depot can compete with other Halloween companies, and this is store-to-store level. Unfortunately, I don't think that Home Depot can compete on this category, and unfortunately, since this is the most important part, I think this is what is going to keep Home Depot contained to a certain spot and not be able to get as big as a company such as Spirit Halloween. Something that sets Spirit apart from other Halloween locations is, of course, their ISCs and their themes, their in-store experiences. Since Spirit is a full-time Halloween store that is seasonal, they use a lot of space in their stores to build their ISCs, not only to show off product, but to also create a fun experience for the customer that is walking into their location. Home Depot is never going to do something like this and create a full display because they are not a Halloween store full-time. They're a hardware store. They sell tools, they sell lawnmowers, they sell units, they sell stuff like that. They're not going to take out stuff that they sell year-round that's their main product to sell, such as tools, to put in something that's only seasonal, it's only going to last for a few months, such as a Halloween display that's going to go from August to October, for example. They're just not going to do it because it's not going to be... It's not, as much as they could sell, however many animatronics or Halloween decorations that they could sell during the Halloween season, is not going to amount to the amount of tools that they could sell in the same amount of time from August to October. It's not going to be worth it for Home Depot to put up a display and then take out something else in their stores they sell year-round to put up a Halloween display. They're just not going to do it. Spirit is the biggest Halloween company in the world right now because of their ISCs and their in-store experiences, because that's what sets them apart from other companies. As much as Home Depot can compete on the animatronic and decoration level by using manufacturers that are the same that Spirit uses and the other companies use and everything like that, as much as they want to do that and as much as they can do that and have cool concepts for animatronics and sell a lot of animatronics, they can't compete on a store-to-store level because they can't have displays and capture that same Halloween feel that Spirit is able to capture. They're just not going to be able to do it, and they can't because they're not going to take something else out of their store to put it in a Halloween display because they're not a Halloween store full-time. If you can follow me, if you can understand what I'm saying. They're just not going to be able to do that. Another reason why I feel like Home Depot cannot compete on a store-to-store level during the Halloween season is the animatronic stock that they get. I know this was happening the past 2 years, the 2020 season and the 2021 season, in my opinion, the most important seasons for Home Depot's Halloween collections. And this is the animatronic stock. Home Depot locations across the country did not get much stock of animatronics those 2 years. Maybe they would have 2 of each animatronic and one of them was displayed. They really were not getting that many. The majority of their animatronic sales were coming from online HomeDepot.com sales, and they were not really being sold in stores because Home Depot locations were not getting many animatronics in stock to sell. I'm not very sure what the reason for that is. Either Home Depot doesn't believe that they can sell that many animatronics on in-store level, or they were having trouble getting shipments out for the 2021 season and the 2020 season. We really don't know. We just know that Home Depot locations across the country were not getting that much stock of animatronics. We really don't know why, but they just weren't. That's another reason why I feel like Home Depot cannot compete on a store-to-store level, because if you want to be a big company, a big Halloween company like Spirit Halloween is, you've got to have that stock in store. The very big majority of Spirit animatronics sell in stores. If you want to be able to compete with that, you've got to have that same amount of stock in your stores, and at this point, Home Depot cannot do that. No matter what it is, whether it's they don't want to have it, or shipments are getting delayed, or they can't get it to stores, they're not having as many animatronics as Spirit has in stores to sell, which is a big deal when it comes down to a store-to-store level. What this means is, no matter how many animatronics that Home Depot can sell online, or how well their animatronics are manufactured, or how cool they are, they can't compete on a store-to-store level. First of all, because they can't have something to captivate a consumer with their Halloween collection, such as an ISE, like Spirit Halloween uses. They're not going to do that because they're not going to take up the space in their store and take something else out to put up a Halloween thing, because they're not a Halloween store. They're a hardware store, and they care more about that, and they care more about selling tools and lawnmowers and whatever you want to call it, stuff like that, and hardware, more than they care about selling Halloween animatronics. And also, in the past 2 years, they haven't had the stock of product and animatronics that other Halloween companies get, because that's their main thing, and they spend more time trying to get animatronics in because that's the main thing they sell, as opposed to Home Depot, when animatronics are not by far the main thing that they sell. That's just a little thing that they sell during the Halloween season. What I'm trying to say is Home Depot, I don't believe, can compete at a store-to-store level when it comes to other companies such as Morris Costumes, Party City, and Spirit Halloween. If Home Depot ever wants to compete or wants to be on the same level, and if that is going to happen, that's many, many years away. But if they do, they need to do more in-store stuff to compete with companies such as Spirit Halloween. As much as other people like Haunters want to say that Home Depot is going to be a big deal competitor for Spirit Halloween, I don't believe it fully. I think on a sale level, maybe on online sales, but on an in-store level, they absolutely can't, just because they don't have displays and they don't really have a huge amount of stock. When it comes down to animatronics, I feel like they can, because they have good manufacturers that they're using, and they have good concepts and good designers at their disposal to create their seasonal items. I feel like animatronics, Home Depot can compete. Like I mentioned, decorations, I also feel like they can compete. They have good designers and good manufacturers to manufacture their little tabletop items. I do think they can compete on that level. But unfortunately, I don't think that Home Depot can compete on a store-to-store level with companies like Spirit Halloween, just because they don't have displays and they haven't had that much animatronic stock in the past couple of years. So overall, I do believe that Home Depot can become a big seller of Halloween animatronics and decorations. I think that's a legitimate threat to companies like Morris Costumes, Party City, and Spirit Halloween, because every year their animatronic sales grow more and more from the website. However, I don't think that the other companies have to be worried about their in-store sales, just because Home Depot has not had a ton of animatronics in stock for the past 2 years. And I also definitely believe that companies like Spirit Halloween have to have no worry about having displays for Home Depot locations. Home Depot will never have a big display like Spirit's ISEs, just because they don't have the space for it, and also because they probably don't see it as a big importance to them, because they'd rather sell their year stuff, their stuff that's there for the whole year, rather than taking it down for 2 months and then putting up an ISE, a Home Depot ISE, I guess. So overall, I think that Home Depot can compete on an animatronic and a decoration level. However, I don't think they can compete from a store-to-store level, just because of the reasons I just mentioned, an animatronic stock level, and also because of they won't have the room or the desire to have a display in their locations during the Halloween season. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you agree with my projections and my theories for the Home Depot future in the Halloween world. Let me know if you believe that Home Depot will become a big Halloween company like I do with animatronic sales from the website, because people have been loving it. And also if you think the Home Depot is going to have some cool decorations and animatronics for the next couple of years going into the future. Let me know what you think about this whole situation, and let me know if you think the Home Depot will soon be your new favorite Halloween company when it comes down to their decorations and their life-size animatronics. Ladies and gentlemen, remember as always, for everything scary, I'm GMHaunts. I'll see you guys later for more Home Depot Halloween 2022 videos. Goodbye.